Well, hello everybody, it's me again. This is a very complex study, I think, but when you really find this solution, it's just amazing. So, white to move here and win. We have three pieces, a couple of knights, and a bishop against two light pieces, and this pawn which is going down. This is not normally material enough to win, but there is a beautiful solution to this, which will put everything aside and really allows white to win in a fantastic way. So now you can pause the video, think about this, and see if you can find out how white has to play to win this little study. Go ahead, do it now. All right, welcome back. Did you find it? Well, black is threatening both our knights here, which is a bit annoying. And maybe we should try to, instead of moving one of them, just grab his knight and allow him to take one of our knights. Well, the problem is, it's going to grab this one. It's going to be a draw either way, but this is easiest to just show. Now, if we do a random move, we don't want to get attacked by King f6. If we do something like this, black can simply play the bishop to d2, and these two cannot be touched. Normally, with a bishop and a knight against the king, it's hard to win, but in this case, it's just impossible because black has these two pieces also that he will just leave it be and be able to do a tempo move whenever he wants. And there's no way we can win this. So we have to do something tactic here. We have to move one of these knights, and the only way we can do it without losing one of them right away is, of course, to grab this little fork here against the king and the bishop. This is a natural move, and it's actually the correct starting move. But it's not here where it gets tricky. It's later on. So black's perhaps best defense is just to move away from everything and allow us to take here and try to survive with this. A knight against three light pieces, and he get an extra pawn. But this is winning in the end, but it's going to take a long while for white to do it, obviously. We're going to grab this pawn, and then we're going to try to force an exchange with a knight against a knight, leaving us with a knight and a bishop, which is a theoretical win, though even though it's not that easy to do. But we're going to look at the other defense, which is the obvious defense for black, to attack our knight after the check, allowing us to take the bishop. Well, allowing, he has no choice. And then he will just keep on attacking. Now he attacks the knight and the bishop, and he still has this pawn down here. And now it's where it gets really interesting. So from this position, if you didn't see it before, now is another chance for you to pause the video and find a beautiful victory for white here. Go ahead. Okay, here we go. So we're about to lose one piece. Should we grab this one? No, this is not winning. Black will simply just take back. And we know two knights against a lonely king is not winning. It could be winning if there's a black pawn somewhere to force a tempo move that it doesn't want. But this has gone too far. It's already in the sixth rank from black's perspective, and this is just not good enough. So if we move away our knights here, black will move his bishop. Whenever we move this knight, he will just sacrifice the pawn, and this is a theoretical draw. We cannot win with two lone knights against the king, so we have to do something better with this. Okay, check. We grab, the king comes to g5. What could we do instead of taking here? Well, here it comes. We give a check here on f7, and this is really, really beautiful. The obvious answer is, of course, to grab here, and we're going to look at that. Let's just look what happens if it doesn't. If it goes back and attacking our knight, well, then again, we looked at this before. We will just move away. We have the same situation, three light pieces against one and the pawn, and slowly we will win this by grabbing the pawn, forcing an exchange somewhere, with the knights and winning with the bishop and the knight. Okay, so what happens if black takes here? Now this doesn't at all look like a victory. I mean, two single knights is not winning. How can it be winning when black is still having a knight and a pawn for defense? Well, it's actually mate in three from here, and this is just beautiful. We play the knight to e2. This puts blacks in an amazing zugzwang. Look at this. The black king cannot move. He cannot move anywhere. We got every aspect covered here. And if this knight moves anywhere, like this, then we just jump up to f4, and this is a checkmate. Look at this. It doesn't look like a checkmate, but it is. All these squares are covered. So this is just an amazing. We put black in an enormous zugzwang after the knight to e2. And it looks like we might have been able to put it on d3 also with the same threat, but it's not good enough. And the answer to that comes here. Okay, so black cannot move the knight, he cannot move the king, he is forced to move the pawn. How can we continue here? We cannot really allow this to be a queen. We need to do something about it, or do we? No, it turns out we don't. We can actually move our king. This king is exactly as good on h3 as it is on g3. It still blocks these squares, and these squares are already blocked. And when we move away the king, we are not only threatening a checkmate here on f4, we're also threatening a checkmate on g3 with our knight. And that's why the knight had to come to e2 and not to d3, because we have to get the opportunity to also checkmate on g3. And now it's going to be a checkmate in the next move. The black king cannot move. We know that. If the knight moves, still we will have a checkmate. If he moves, we have to put the knight on f4 to cover the g6 square. This is a checkmate. And if he doesn't move, if he instead opts to transform a pawn to something, doesn't matter what. Let's put the queen in here. Well, then we still have checkmate in one move by just putting our knight on g3 instead. This is a fantastic end position. Look at this checkmate. Such a beautiful, really beautiful end position. I couldn't imagine finding it, but it took me a while for sure. So from this starting position, finding all the way to this unique, cool checkmate with just two knights, it's just great. So if you managed to find this all the way, you did a really good job, and keep on trying if you didn't, because I will get you some easier puzzles later on. All right, thank you everybody. See you again. Bye bye.